Hey everyone, and welcome. Today we're jumping into a super useful part of Spanish, how you claim something as your own. You know, whether it's your favorite book, a brilliant idea, or maybe the last slice of pizza. By the time we're done here, you'll know exactly how to say, hey, that's mine. So let's get right into it.
So, just imagine this for a second. You're hanging out with a friend, they pick up your favorite book, and you want to playfully say, that's mine. What do you say? This is exactly why possessive pronouns are so important in day-to-day conversation. Let's break down how to nail it every single time.
All right, so the official name for these little words is pronombres possessivos, which is just a fancy way of saying possessive pronouns. And really, their job is simple. They show who owns what. They're the Spanish version of mine, yours, his, hers, all of that. Seems pretty simple, right? Well, it is. But there is one golden rule you absolutely have to know.
And here it is. Seriously, if you only remember one thing from our time together today, make it this. When you're using these possessive words, it's not about the person who owns the thing, it's all about the thing being owned. This one little shift in thinking is the key that unlocks everything.
Okay, so here's the rule in black and white. The possessive word has to match the object in both its gender, masculine or feminine, and its number, singular or plural. So it doesn't matter if you're a guy or a girl. If you're talking about your house, casa, which is feminine, the word for mine has to be feminine too. If you're talking about your books, libros, which is plural, the word for mine becomes plural. It's all about the noun.
I absolutely love this analogy. Think of these possessives as little chameleons. Their main body, the part that means mine or yours, it stays the same. But their tail, that little ending, it changes its color, or its letter in this case, to blend in perfectly with the noun it's describing. They're masters of disguise.
And this chart here shows you that chameleon effect in action. Just look at that first row for yo, which means I. If we're talking about a masculine thing, like a libro, it's mio. A feminine thing, like a casa, it becomes mia. What about plural masculine? Libros, mios. And feminine plural llaves, mias. See that pattern? The ending just shifts to match the noun every single time.
Okay, now let's clear up something that trips up a lot of people. You've probably heard both mi casa and la casa es mía. They both mean my house, right? But they're used differently. This is the difference between short-form and long-form possessives, and figuring this out is a real game changer.
This slide just lays it all out so clearly. The short forms, like me, tu, su, are the easy ones. They always go right before the noun, kind of like a label. Mi casa, tu coche, simple. The long forms that we're talking about today, mio, tuyo, suyo, are more powerful. They usually go after the noun for emphasis, like saying the house that is mine, la casa mía. Or they can replace the noun completely, like when you just say, es mío, meaning it's mine. All right, enough theory. The absolute best way to make this stuff stick is to just do it. So we're going to walk through a couple of examples together, step by step, so you can really feel that golden rule click into place. You ready?
Okay, here's our first one. Esta casa es blank. We need the right form for mine. So how do we figure this out? Let's walk through the thought process.
Okay, step one. What is the object we're talking about? It's casa, the house. Step 2. What do we know about the word casa? Well, it's feminine and it's singular. So, step 3, our little chameleon word for mine needs to match. We need the feminine singular form, which is mía. And boom, there it is. Esta casa es mía. See how the a on mía perfectly matches the feminine noun casa. They're in perfect agreement. It's really just a matching game once you know what to look for. Awesome. Let's do another one. Esas llaves son blank. This time, we're using the word for yours, and the object is llaves, which means keys. Let's apply that same exact logic. Okay, let's run through the steps. Step 1, the noun is llaves. Step 2, what about llaves? It's feminine, and you see that S on the end? It's plural. So we need the yours form that is both feminine and plural. A quick look at our chart tells us that's got to be tuyas.
Perfect. Esas llaves son tuyas. That S on tuyas is a perfect match for the feminine plural noun llaves. See? You are totally getting the hang of this. All right, time for a different kind of puzzle. Let's spot the mistake. You'll hear this error all the time from learners. La casa es mío. Can you see what's wrong with that sentence?
Let's break it down. The noun is casa,
which we know is feminine. But the possessive they used is mío, which is the masculine form. Uh-oh, we have a mismatch. The chameleon is the wrong color. To fix it, we just need to change mío to its feminine form.
And the correct sentence is, La casa es mía. It just sounds right, doesn't it? That's because the grammar is finally in harmony. Everything agrees. Just doing this quick mental check for agreement is going to save you from so many little mistakes.
Fantastic work. Seriously. We've gone over the rule, we've looked at the forms, and you've put it into practice. Before we wrap up, let's do a super quick review of the main points, just to make sure they're locked in.
So here's what you really need to remember. First, these words are called pronombres possessivos. Their whole job is to show ownership, mine, yours, his, and so on. The absolute golden rule. They have to agree with the object. And finally, they're flexible. They can go after a noun, like in un amigo mío, a friend of mine, or they can stand all on their own, like es mío.
And here is a fantastic final tip, especially if you're coming from English. It's okay to think of mío as the starting point for mine, but you have to remember that's just the default. You always have to look at the noun and be ready to change that ending to a, os, or as. Always be ready for that chameleon to change its colors.
Okay, so you've got the theory, you've done the practice, the only thing left to do is to actually use it yourself. So here's a question for you. What's a favorite book of yours? Try to answer down in the comments using this structure. Un libro mío favorito es. Go ahead, put your new skills to the test. Thanks so much for watching.